hi everyone, and welcome to this discussion with me and Sharma. Sharma is an enema advocate, a holistic health practitioner. She has a ton of knowledge, and I, of course, am a yoga instructor. Today, we're going to be talking about the energetic vitality and spirituality of enemas.
Yeah.
It's a very important topic for me, personally, because I've been doing enemas for a few years as well as Sharma, but colon cleansing in particular is part of the yogic practice, which we will be talking about later. And then Sharma, why did you embark in enemas in a practice of colon cleansing?
I embarked in it because we tried everything, for health, like many diets, the elimination diet, the fruitarian, the raw vegan, the everything, and then eventually the mucus lymphatic healing system. Um, yeah, and I did learn about it through like Queen of Fuwa, but I didn't apply it until Ziggy. He was like, "Hey, my friends do this, so um, you know, I want to try it." I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And then he tried it, and then I was like, "Whoa, oh my gosh!" Taken aback from it. Yeah, that got me intrigued, and I wanted to try it too. Yeah, it's been 3 years now.
Nice. Okay. And
Mhm.
I'm really excited to talk about your journey with this in a little bit, but let's backtrack a little bit and talk about what got you interested in um, health and holistic healing in your own
Mhm.
health in particular.
Yes, I would say it was naturally intuitive. And also my mom, like she was heavyweight, and eventually she started taking her health in her own hands. She also had diabetes. She reversed it and like didn't need insulin and whatnot, and she's good now. She no longer has diabetes. What got me into it myself was me experiencing candida, you know, um, and also having like really bad period cramps. I got into it more through Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. Yeah. So I feel like that's what initiated me, was getting into that practice.
I'm wondering if we can dissect that a little bit more, if we could talk about your use of herbs to help you heal and your diet as well.
Yeah, so I'm Caribbean and we have tea for everything. So, my dad would tell me to take like I totally forget the name right now. Don Quai. Yes,
Oh,
Don Quai. So I started implementing more herbs, like learning about Dr. Sebi and Queen Afua. They incorporated herbs for specific ailments and whatnot. So that definitely helped me about herbs in general, instead of just having tea, but like actually knowing like what it's for.
what was your first experience like with enemas?
My first experience with an enema was, well, I didn't go in with any expectations, to be honest. Like I was just trying it just to for the heck of it, and everything else was a bonus. So yeah, my first experience, I held it, nothing exploded out of me, going to the toilet. And yeah, it was great. And ever since, I just made it a regular thing because it just made sense to me. I got rid of a lot of waste and I just gave birth to my son, my oldest. So I couldn't fast. I couldn't do all the things that I did previously, Like I can do extreme fast, like water fast, tea fast, and a lot of things would eliminate too fast through my breast milk. So enemas was like a game changer for me, because I learned that enema, like doing one enema is like fasting for 3 days. I wanted to continue fasting. I wanted to continue with like these health protocols, you know? And I also felt bad because so did my partner who wanted to, fast with me, instead of just do it by himself. Because I think they say if you go by yourself, you'll go a short time, and if you go with someone, you go even further.
Yeah, you get to probably, because of the support, you get to fast for longer.
Hmm. Exactly. So, with the enemas, we got to do it together, So we would always like encourage each other. So, like making space for each other to do an enema.
Nice.
Hmm.
Well, I'm wondering for those who are curious or new to the idea of enema and colon cleansing in general, if you could give a brief description of what it is.
Yes. So an enema is basically injecting water into your anus, your colon. That way it can flush it, it can soak into the walls of your colon and intestines to release sticky mucus, parasites, bacteria,
Plaque?
plaque. Yes.
Mhm.
um, yeah.
Yes. And I just like to add that for those of you who are new or curious about enemas, the colon needs to be hydrated. And a lot of us have constipation or other colon issues because we don't hydrate ourselves enough, whether it's through drinking a lot of water or eating a lot of fruit or vegetables. In the yogic practice, through one of the scriptures called the Garanda Samhita, there talks about four types of body purifications. One of them is mula shodhana, which is cleaning the rectum. And these body purifications are known as the houtis. So the Garanda Samhita states that the apana vayu, which in yoga is energetic waste, does not flow freely so long as the rectum is not purified. This purification of the large intestines is known as mula shodhana. And so basically, the text goes on to say that there are spiritual benefits to cleaning your rectum because it helps to remove energetic waste. And I'm wondering if you have had any spiritual experiences or even energetic clearing experiences doing enemas.
Yes, I have. I feel like all of it is spiritual. For me, like sometimes I'll be on the toilet and I'll just be crying, to be honest, because I know I've released way more than physical waste, It's so funny, like Ziggy will be like, that's how I know like you got deep, Yes, and afterwards, it just feels good because you let go of things that you didn't know you were still holding on to. Your breath was still in the past. What I've learned about the root chakra, it's like our genitalia, the rectum, the colon, the intestines, like um, how constipation is also a sign like for root chakra, right? It's a sign of not being like not feeling safe in your body. And since the body is a representation of earth, we don't feel safe in the world. So that's what constipation means as well, not just in the physical aspect, but the emotional, the spiritual, in the anatomy of our bodies, your prostate, your penis, and the anus, colon, rectum, it's adjacent from each other. Constipation in the colon and intestines would rest on the womb and the prostate. So that's why like there would be like a lot of ailments and whatnot with the collective, So like what I've learned with like let's say a heavy meal, like one will be like "Oh, I'm horny," and then, like, they will look for, like, a female or a male and, want to, act on that feeling, Like, that pressure on that organ, like, will stimulate it to have that reaction, like, that urge. So, I've learned a lot about, my sexual urges, like, through enemas because I would be sensitive towards my body. Sexuality, sexual energy is can be perverted through over sexualization, and I feel like that's what happens when a lot of that pressure is on the sexual organs. And I know like this affects the collective based off of what we eat, because a lot of foods contribute to constipation, which would weigh a lot in the intestines, the colon, the womb, the prostate. It's funny because to sell food, they use like a perversion of sex, sexual energy, to promote a burger, all of that.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about like my myself, through enemas. And it's one of my holistic practice of learning about myself. So what I've learned is that enemas help me with like remaining abstinent, it helps me with my cravings because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I have a craving for this, but like I'll learn that like that's an energy I don't have to act on. And that over accumulation affects every part of our being, and it's not just me, but I know that I am a part of the collective. So this is not just my problem, but the collective's problem. So I feel like I not only connect with myself, but with other people. With spiritual practice, this enabling my spiritual practice, I know that spiritual, like derives from the word spira, which means breath. This gives me more breath.